Now, here's what the thing that I have not closed the loop on that I've left it for you to assume. And I apologize for this. Is going to be the fourth time I've said this today, so I apologize for the redundancy. But let me, to make sure I'm understood about this, remind you again that I sit here to this moment still stunned the NFL let this happen. They let a game, a championship game, be played knowing that the equipment had been tampered with. They knew the footballs, or highly suspected the footballs had been tampered with. And they suspected they'd been tampered with by somebody high up in the Patriots. The Colts had alleged this, and not just on that game day, but previously in the season. And other teams had also leveled similar allegations. Things happened in the pregame, such as the referee Walt Coleman saying for the first time in 19 years, the game balls were not brought to him, which is required by the rules. The game balls from both teams have to be brought to him for inspection, and they have to be in the officials' locker room 15 minutes before the game. He didn't get them. Right there, they could have stopped everything and said, hey, what is going on? Because they knew already before that happened that allegations had been made that the Patriots are deflating the footballs, particularly on cold and bad weather days like this day could have been, to help Brady grip the ball and throw it more easily. Then they've had video, and they found out that the locker room guy, whose texts they have back and forth with they've got an equipment guy and the Patriots game day officials locker room attendant, texting back and forth, and one of them is really ticked off at Brady. I mean, F-bomb here, F-bomb there about Tom. F Tom! Because apparently Tom was complaining the balls were too big and weren't deflated enough. And this guy was saying, okay, I'm going to fix it. But I want a jersey, and I want some bling, and I want some autographs. And the equipment guy said, okay, fine, just do it. Do it for Tom. So they've got all this. In the aftermath of the investigation, before they had any of this, they knew that these balls had been tampered with, and they let the game go, which that's why people are calling it a sting. The NFL ran a sting. That's what everybody was, even back then, just shortly after this game, when this whole controversy surfaced, the NFL was accused of running a sting, meaning they let the game be played with equipment not up to regulation in order to entrap and catch the perps. Had they not done that, we wouldn't be here. Had they stopped everything, and it wouldn't have to delay the game. Wait a minute, we haven't examined the footballs. We're going to make sure before this game starts that every football's up to snuff. And if they found some that were underinflated, throw them out. Get them replaced or inflate them to regulation. Play the game, and then do your investigation. But they played it. Now, that tells me, this is what I've left open and for you to conclude on your own, and I'm just going to say it. That's why I said there's Spygate out here, and out there you have a lot of people who believe that we still don't know everything that went on with Spygate. Remember, they destroyed the tapes. And there are people, particularly Jets fans, who think that it wasn't just videotaping, that the Patriots were intercepting radio signals and listening to offensive play calls. And I've heard people speculate that the Patriots were able to listen to the Seahawks play calls in the Super Bowl. I don't know that that's true. Don't misunderstand. I'm telling you what people are saying. So you get Spygate out here, which a lot of people still think hasn't been firmly dealt with. Some people report that even the commissioner regrets to this day he didn't suspend Belichick instead of just fining him. The point is that what if the reason they let this happen is because somebody somewhere thinks the Patriots are doing a whole lot more than this and just want to get to the bottom of it and expose it. Somebody give me an alternative. Will you tell me why they would run a sting and let this game? I mean, this is the AFC Championship game. And I don't care that nobody gave the Colts a chance. And it was a 45-7 blowout. And by the way, the footballs were corrected at halftime. And Brady played better with the regulation footballs in the second half than he did with the underinflated balls in the first half, for what that's worth. 45-7 blowout. Don't say that, well, they let it go because the Colts didn't have a prayer anyway. But no, they don't want to be in this situation today, looking to have to suspend the marquee player of the game. You really think September 10th or whenever it is that the season opens in New England and the Steelers in town, and Brady's not on the field? You want the story of that game to be this? 3-4 months from now, still this, which it will be. Nobody wants that, but the steps they took guarantee that that's what's going to be the story for the rest of the season. This. And the whole hit on the league as a whole, not just Patriots and Brady, but the whole league now takes a hit in terms of integrity. And so they can't do a slap on the wrist here. There has to be some sort of really firm punishment. On the other hand, over here, you've got the business, you've got the TV networks. Are you telling me, like NBC? NBC's probably already on the phone to the NFL. You better not suspend Brady for that opening game. I don't care what you do after that, but you better be playing that opening game. All of this pressure being brought to bear here. And despite that, somebody wanted this to happen. So there must be, and I'm not trying to sound conspiratorial, I'm just trying to make it all make sense. And you have to admit there's nobody better than me to do that.